Okay, hello. Okay, excuse me, I am a very hot mess. Yeah, I got water all over myself. I'm feeling weird because I'm not in a dress. With that said and done, welcome. Okay, it was so cool. You know, you all inspired me to cook a little bit more. All right, so today, chorizo con papas, all right? So, key thing, do not buy the packaged chorizo, okay? You want to make sure that you go to the Mexican store, or if you know somebody that makes chorizo or longaniza, buy it fresh, okay? Because it really makes a difference. All right, so let me show you my setup before I put, okay, this is el al pastor. So here is a chorizo. I'm going to show you how to take the casing off, okay? Because if you haven't worked with it, that's okay. I'm going to show you. All right, so you're going to want to have a big pot. And, all right, so I had a head start over here and started frying some of the potatoes because I thought, it's hot and do you guys really want to watch me dice and fry potatoes? No. So you can easily do that. Now, frying potatoes, you could do it in some oil on the stove or get one of these handy dandy, okay, please excuse it, it's like forever old, but it still works wonders. I love it, okay? So I'll carefully show you, see all that awesomeness? Now, I would totally recommend investing in one of those because you can make taquitos, French fries, fried burritos. Okay, those are not gluten-free, so I don't eat them, but they're hugely popular. So yeah, you just throw in there, chicken strips, fish sticks, whatever. Okay, so anyway, I am going to put the phone down so I can now show you. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, let's come a little closer. All right. So first step, go ahead and turn your stove to medium. Now, if you do this on electric or gas, it's the same. Just watch your heat. Okay. Now, what you're gonna do is I like to do this with a knife. So you are going to kind of slice the casing. Okay, I hope I don't have any vegetarians here because it could get a little gross. But see, you're gonna take this off. You don't want any of that casing to get into your pot. There you go, see? And then you take this and you put it aside. And I have 2.5 pounds of chorizo here. Now, if you live in Oakley, Los Panchos, yeah, down the street here on, Malacote and I think it's Main Street, has some really good chorizo. All right. So, I'm going to take all the casing off here. Now, I need to check on my potatoes, but I want to get this out here. Now, you might want to adjust your flame because you don't want it too high, okay? You don't want it to burn and cook too fast. Okay. Now, some people like to let their chorizo or longaniza dry. I don't, okay? I like it nice and moist. I feel it gives it a lot more flavor that way. I'm pretty sure that others would beg to differ, but that's my opinion, and this is how I like to do it. So, again, what I'm doing is I'm taking the casing out of the chorizo, because you do not want to eat that. Now, you know that packaged stuff that I told you not to buy, like at the store? That stuff seems to be more like plastic. This is natural. I won't tell you what it is. but you just don't want to eat, okay? But it does its purpose. Oops, let me get this out of there. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Of all that, you guys don't want to see that, right? Sorry, didn't mean to gross you out. Alright, so now I am going to wash my hands. As you saw from my last slide, I compulsively wash my hands. Alright. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. And I'm not liking this angle. Okay. And I'm going to run over here. The potatoes have a couple more minutes. And what you want to do is, okay, trying to get the best angle for you is you want to chop it all up, okay? You want it to cook nice and evenly. Brown all sides, okay? Now, I'm one that if I'm cooking one thing, I have to cook more than one thing. So I've got the potatoes going, I've got the chorizo going, and now I'm going to have al pastor. Now, again, go to the Mexican store. Hopefully you have one near you. Go to a Mexican store because it's already seasoned and it's simple. Because I was trying to figure out, for those that are not very, that are still learning how to navigate the kitchen, I thought, okay, well, what can I show you that's really, really easy? Look, okay. Get a pan, okay? Again, medium heat. Oh my goodness. It would help if I turn on the right burner, right? Holy wow. Okay, Blanca, wake up. So, it didn't help that I worked the graveyard shift. This is like my 7th day in a row. And I had an event this morning. So I was out in the hot sun, haven't slept in I don't know how many hours. And so please forgive me. Okay, so look, all you're going to do is put that meat in this pan, okay? And spread it out. Let me wash my hands first. That's another thing I hope you guys learn from me. Wash your hands like all the time because this is. Now let me go check the potatoes. Okay, beautiful. Now, come over here. What you're going to do, shake that oil, okay? And bring it over to your paper-lined plate. Shake it off. Okay. While it is still greasy, let's season it. Can you see all my beautiful seasonings? This is key, okay? You cannot get lazy on the seasonings. Garlic powder, regular salt, cayenne pepper, a little curry powder. Now, I do have a cumin over here, but what you want to do is do one layer cumin, one layer not, because this is pretty powerful, okay? So you don't want too much of that. And then onion powder. There we go. So while that soaks that in, I'm going to put the rest of my potatoes in. Okay. Those dry up. Okay, now let's go back this way. So I've got, let's see, carne al pastor. All you do is you stir, okay? You stir and you stir. That's it. You don't have to do anything to it. Again, Los Panchos in Oakley has some great, already pre-marinated meat. It's already chopped up. Do you see the bits of onion in there? You're good. Okay, back to the chorizo. Now, let me show you what it's doing. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. All right, see? It's releasing all those yummy juices. Now, I'm going to start chopping it up, okay, because we want it into little itty-bitty bits. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. Now, another thing, okay? So I am just gonna have this, but if you wanna do a side of white rice, easy. Rice cooker, put the water in there with the rice, season it, okay? So the seasoning is it. Seasoning equals love. So, okay. Now, I'm gonna take my spatula and just chop that up. Chop, chop, chop. Now, again, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The thing that I grew up hating is what I turned into. So I cannot tell you how long to let this simmer because you just kind of know, and I'll show you when it's done, okay? So no worries. But, okay, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. You want to break it up. Think about ground beef, okay? Right now it's all clustered up, right? So I want to break it up and get it to a ground beef consistency. And I'm not going to season this quite yet because it's already pre-seasoned, okay? In the casing, when they put it in there, they already seasoned it for you. So that's why you want to make sure you get a really, really good chorizo or longaniza because it's all in the seasoning. It's all in the seasoning. You want something that's going to taste good, right? Okay. So there we go. Chop, chop, chop. And you want this to get really brown. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm not seeing any comments. Now, again, simple, 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 okay? And I was thinking, there's another simple, easy go-to dish. You know, carne asada. That's another easy, simple dish that you can do. And you know, if you eating out all the time is just not fun, it's not healthy, okay? You can do it on your own at home. There we go. And then here, you just keep stirring. So let me go on this side. And I probably got a little too much. So let me, okay. So this is the one I want to focus on more. So I want it nice and fine. Okay. Now, cooking is another thing that you cannot rush. You can't, okay? Because if you do, you're gonna mess it up, and you can tell. So Thanksgiving dinner, once upon a time, I would start a couple days. Yeah, because, you know, first you want to make all the desserts and all the pastries and all that yummy, yummy stuff. Alright, so let me check my potatoes and make sure that they're doing okay over there. But yes, an electric fire, totally worth it. Such a time saver because, you know, just frying each batch of those potatoes on the stove would take forever. Forever. And, you know, if you're a working mom, or even if you're a stay-at-home mom with young kids, I mean, you don't have time, right? You just don't have time for all that. So you modify. And you know what? That's okay because it can still be as good as if you sat here and fried it on the stove. Trust me, I've tried. And since they were able to pick up on the difference, I was like, you know what? That's a lot easier. That's a lot faster. That's the way we're going to go. All right. Here we go. So again, we are mashing up the chorizo. We are browning it. We are making sure it doesn't get burnt. And while I've got my potatoes frying over there. Okay. Now, for the tacos al pastor, all right, you're just going to saute the meat and wait until it cooks through. Then, it's up to your creativity. Tortillas. That's it. If you just want the meat and tortillas and that's it, that's it. Don't worry. It's all good. But if you want to get a little fancy and get some Mexican queso fresco, that's a good accompaniment. Cilantro, put a little on top. Chop up some onion. That's another good accompaniment, getting tongue-tied here, salsa. Okay, salsas are easy to make. Again, it's the love you put into it, the seasoning, okay? So you can make your own salsas. You basically use tomatoes as a base or tomatillos. Now let me tell you a secret with tomatillos. They look like green tomatoes, but they're not, okay? Again, these are things that you you can find them in all the stores now. You do not want to boil them to oblivion, okay? Blanch them. What does that mean? You put them in a pot of boiling water, just maybe a minute or two, pop them out and put them in the blender, okay? Beautiful sauce. Oh my gosh, that can go on almost anything. Okay, so we've got this. Let's stir this over here. Can you see that? This is the carne al pastor. And what is this? This is pork, okay? This is pork, the other white meat. Okay, and it's so yummy. Of course, with moderation, yeah? All right. Now you could say, Blanca, I thought you were vegetarian. My stomach evolves. It evolves. Sometimes I can eat certain things, but the one thing I for sure cannot have any of is gluten. But yeah, now it likes meat. It doesn't like a lot of veggies, so who knows? I'd like to think it's in my head, but the doctors told me it's actually a problem, so it's not all in my head. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, those potatoes need a little bit more time. All right. So if your kitchen is still brand new and you haven't broken it in, these are simple things. Break it in. You know, have fun. Experiment. And you know, I was telling my friend, if you don't get it right the first time, it's okay. Keep at it. Don't give up. Because the more you try, you know, you're going to get it right. Just like with anything and everything. You just have to keep persistent and keep trying and don't give up because it'll come out right. Okay, so again, to recap what we're doing today, we are making some chorizo con papa. We have 2.5 pounds of chorizo here that we took out of the casing. I've got some potatoes that are diced up in the fryer. And as they're coming out of the fryer, we are seasoning them. Because again, we want to make sure that everything is nicely seasoned and all the flavors get saturated. And then over here, ta-da, we're going to make tacos. Simple stuff. Simple, easy stuff. All right. And these potatoes are done. So what I'm going to do is get some more paper towels. Okay. And see, here we go. Where am I? Ah, I'm right there. Okay. So I quickly pop them out. Put the basket back in. And we're going to season. Okay. You know what? This smells so good. It smells so good already. It's like... Sometimes when the boys walk in from practice or so, they know when mama's been in the kitchen. Okay, so there we go. All right, so I'm letting my potatoes rest over here, and we've got the carne going here, and the chorizo right over here. Okay, so if you remembered what it looked like earlier, it was like clumpy, kind of grayish. All right, let me show you what it looks like now. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. See how it's starting to look more like ground beef? And this one is getting a little bit redder. There we go. Now, if you guys find any of this helpful and you want to share, you know, help your family, friends, buddies, that's quite all right with me. No worries. Okay, here we go. Because, you know, I was fortunate enough to have a great teacher teach me, and that passion, you know, yeah. So I'll tell you, I did stop cooking for almost a year. Not something I'm very proud of, but it was hard to come into the kitchen because the kitchen was very big. And so yeah, when I lost my dad, it wasn't the same cooking. Because he was my biggest critic. Oh my gosh, he was just too much. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun in the kitchen. So thank you all for kind of giving that nudge that I needed to kind of get back to reality. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. This is almost done. Looking beautiful. So we have. So for those that have just joined us, we've got 2.5 pounds of chorizo browning over here. We took it out of the casing. Oh, okay. In case you're kind of jumping on a little later, do not buy the chorizo that is like in those little plastic wrapped up things in the grocery store by the egg aisle. Don't do that. Go to a Mexican store. It'll make all the difference, trust me. Because the other chorizo or longaniza you get at the grocery store, it's full of fat, full of lard. It's so gross, and it doesn't taste good. It just is not okay. No. Now, the soy chorizo, that's okay. But again, you don't want to eat too much soy. Of course, there's so many studies. It depends on which side you want to be on. Yada yada. Anyway, I'm not here to, I'm not a dietitian. I am a nurse, but, I'm not a dietitian. So, everybody's personal preference. So yes, you can modify this with soy chorizo, and it also does taste pretty good. Okay. So, this is almost ready for the potatoes. Now, if you saw, I have chopped up 9 potatoes. I browned them all. And I was thinking, you know what, that was too many potatoes. However, that's the beauty of cooking, okay? You add a little, you take away a little, you know, little by little. But I'd rather have more potatoes than not enough. Because you know what I was thinking I was going to do with the remainder of the potatoes? I was actually going to make them in a, put like a different red sauce, a spicy red sauce, and boom, you have another side dish, which is yes. Okay, now with this, you could also put in black olives. That tastes good too. You could put, you know, you can modify these any which way you want. Raisins, I would probably do the yellow raisins as opposed to the black ones, but look. Okay, so this is almost done too. Okay. This is looking good. And it's simple. You saw, I just took it out of the bag, popped it in there, and just stir it. So if I could do this, anybody could do this, okay? So no more excuses. And you see it's medium flame, so it's just cooking away. All right. Now, my chorizo is getting ready for the potatoes. Let me bring them over here. Now, if you noticed, I did not put, I did not put any seasonings in this chorizo because by nature, if you get a good one, it's already pre-seasoned. Okay. You know, I'm dying of heat over here. I refuse to turn on my AC. My PG&E bill every day, you know, every month is like almost $400. It's insane. It's like, imagine if I turn on the AC. No. So I'm cooking along with my food here. Okay. So don't worry, I'm not going to let it fall into the food. So if anybody comes over to eat, it's good. I keep washing my hands, so we're all good. Okay. It's like a sauna in here. Okay, here we go. So, I had been looking into solar. I don't know if I'm ready. So if you guys have any recommendations on solar, I think I need to go that route because I don't know. All right, so what I'm going to do is add some of the potatoes now. Okay, just going to drop them in and stir them in. Okay. Now, again, you want it balanced. Of course, it is up to your taste. If you want more meat than potatoes, okay, that's fine. But if you want more potatoes than meat, that's fine too. So that's why I made a bunch, because it just really depends when I look at it to see what how I'm going, which way I'm going. Okay. Now, here is the second one. Again, these potatoes were fried in my little fryer, and they were seasoned. So, once I add the potatoes and add these secret sauces over here that I am going to show you, then you taste it and add more to it, okay? But generally, at this point, I don't want to add anything until I have everything that I want in. Okay, I think I will add the rest of these, but I'm going to save those other potatoes. Now, even if I wanted to add those potatoes to my my al pastor, that would totally rock it too. That would be quite all right. So see, it's like you just kind of go with the flow. There's no right or wrong. All right, this is looking good. Let me wash my hands so I can get the phone and show you guys what it looks like. All right. Okay. We're almost done. Okay, let's see. I could unscrew it. Okay. Let's see. Can you see that goodness? All right. That's what you want it to look like before you add your other sauces, okay? The meat is cooked, the potatoes are cooked, and then I'll just kind of show you guys that's still cooking away. All right, let's put you back here. Sorry, I broke my other cell phone clip holder thing. So, all right. If you have not tasted these, if you have not worked with these are good. These are good, okay? Especially if you're trying to cheat and not make your own sauce. Lifesavers. Now, there's a yellow can too, okay? This one's more tomato with jalapeno. This is salsa de jalapeno. And then the other one, I forget, it's like more tomato. But they're good. So I'm gonna mix these two up. Wash your cats because you never know.
Yo, moms.
You never know.
Anna said your flan was amazing. So you need to show me how to do that.
Oh, my flan was amazing. Okay, well my flan is on Facebook on video.
We'll do it live.
That is my eldest son. I'm about to, yeah.
I know that's my choice.
Yeah.
That's that stuff right there, ladies. That's that stuff.
I don't know if they heard you. They did? Okay. So we are just adding that. Okay. Now I am going to trim it down a little bit. All right. And it smells amazing. It smells like you wouldn't believe, okay? It is just pure yummy. Oh, another thing that you could do with this, get a big oversized burrito tortilla, roll it up as a burrito. You'll thank me later. Mozzarella cheese, holy wow. Okay. Holy wow. All right, so let me grab a spoon. Because remember, ladies, from last time I told you guys, make sure you have a lot of spoons around. So let's see. Let's taste this. Oh my God. Mmm. I amaze myself sometimes. Oh yeah, this is done. So what I'm also going to do is add a can of corn, okay? Again, wash the tops. Drain the corn, okay? So for my novices out there, you always want to drain the water out of your canned foods. Unless it's like a tomato sauce, obviously. You don't want to drain your tomato sauce. Yes, I did that once before. I wasn't thinking. I was in a rush mode. So yes, you don't want to rush while you're cooking. And you just dump that in. Now, if you have fresh corn, it's even better. But I was trying to simplify this for everybody to make sure that it's duplicatable. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh. They're yummies. Alright. I wish you guys could smell this. This is totally... Alright. Let me just one more taste here. Okay. Now, back to this one. This is almost done too. This is almost done. Shall I just show you guys how to improvise and make a totally different dish? Alright, let me run to my pantry because I have a little... Now, these potatoes are very well seasoned, so they can pass off like country potatoes. No big deal, right? It's good. Now, if you want to modify this, okay, I have a lot of red going on here, but think of French fries and ketchup, right? You can't go wrong. So, let me show you guys. Again, you can impress anybody. Simple, simple things. All right. So yeah, this is almost done. Okay. Let me run to my pantry and see what I can find. Okay, I reached for the mushrooms and I reached for the olives, but I have some picky eaters here, so I left those be. But you could totally do, again, one of these. Here's a yellow one I was talking about, or just plain tomato sauce, okay? 1 can of tomato sauce, one of the little ones for this amount, okay? You don't want to make it too mushy. And then you can add mushrooms, chopped up olives, corn. That also tastes really good. It's like a potato hash of sorts. And, okay, another thing you could do is grill up some onions and tomatoes. Chop those up, grill them, add them with the potatoes. That's another great option. But what I am going to do is move this one over. Okay. And let me find... Okay. Now, this one, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil, okay, just so that it doesn't stick. You can also do some cooking spray. Get the rest of your potatoes, dump them in there. Okay. Get down to the last drop. And okay. I wonder if any one of you know what queso fresco looks and tastes like. That is good too. What I'm going to do is get a little bit of queso fresco that I have and top it off here, and boom, done. So I'm going to put the rest of this in that one. And, stir it. I want to evenly coat it. Okay. We're almost done. See, not bad, not hard at all, right? Anybody can do this. Okay. Now, this is what queso fresco looks like when you get it from the store. Usually they'll wrap it up for you. Or you can also buy it, okay, so Don Francisco, they do sell it in the milk section. That one's good, it's okay. Just not the chorizo. All right, so I'm gonna take, you know what? It's probably gonna be too much. But you're gonna take a fork, right? And kind of scratch it in there without making too much of a mess. And how many options did I give you? A ton, right? A ton. And yet, just with simple potatoes. Okay. There we go. Cheese it all over. All right. And presto. Got another side dish. Just like that. And then this, I don't know if you guys can hear that little popping, and this is done too. So now, okay, can you see that? How do you know that it's done? Because it gets a little bit firm and crispy, looks nice and brown. Let me turn that off over here. Now, get yourself a comal. How do you say comal? A flat, let me show you. Sorry, I don't know what this is called in English, okay? This is a comal. You put the tortillas here. You could put them in the microwave, but tortillas in the microwave get too soft and soggy, okay? This is the way to go because your tortillas have a nice, firm consistency, which makes it easy to pick up your tacos, okay? So that your tacos don't fall apart in the middle of you trying to eat it. I'm not saying I never do use a microwave because there's times where I'm somewhere and there's no comal, so you kind of do what you gotta do, right? But, okay, so again, this is done. Simple. Just throw it in a pan, saute it until it's done, and you can just put it on top of the tortilla and boom. It's like an instant meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Or, you know, if you want to get fancy, chop up some onion, cilantro. You can put some Mexican cheese on there, crema, which is sour cream, avocado, salsa. So again, you can do so many things. You just gotta let yourself be inspired. And again, potatoes, it's another, okay, if you're watching your carbs like I try to, but you can do so many things with potatoes, it's crazy. So again, I tried to show you 3 different dishes. Actually, the third one kind of popped up because I had leftover potatoes and it's like boom, bam, got another side dish. It's like without even thinking about it, you can do it. And then if you want to even have a side salad, easy. Pick up a bag of side salad at the store, put a little bit of ranch on there, boom, there you go. Impress anybody. White rice, get a rice cooker. Essentials, you want a rice cooker and a little fire. It'll make a huge difference and make your life a lot easier. All right, I've been up too many hours. I'm gonna go to bed because I have to go back to work tonight. Okay, thank you. Take care.